Hey girlfriend, and welcome to the Inuka Joe Show, the number one authority for women and men seeking raw and powerful relationship or sex advice. I feature unfiltered questions, opinions, and the most unique and exciting guests. Every topic is open and nothing is held back. Come and enjoy your only location for the discussions that matter to you. Welcome, ladies. Welcome to the Inuka Joe Show. I'm your host, Inuka Joe, and I am super excited about this episode. Wow, this episode is going to really help a lot of you ladies out there. Okay, preference versus standards. There is a difference, a big difference. Okay, from your preference and your standards. And a lot of us do not know what a preference is, and we don't really understand what are standards. We think we do, but we're just creating it in our minds, but we really don't understand. So guess what, honey boo boo? Your girlfriend Inuka Joe is going to put you on some game. Okay? I really believe that the reason why a lot of women are single is because, they don't really understand what a preference is and standards, and also self-love plays a big role in why we're not attracting the right guy and why we can't stay in or find a man to commit to us, So let's get into the topic. But first, before I start explaining this to you, I need you to go grab pen and paper. If you are driving, then you can do it later, but it will be best if you can get paper and pencil before you continue listening to this audio. Now, for those of you who can grab paper and pencil, this is what I want you to do. I want you to draw a line straight down the middle of your paper. And then on the left side, you're going to put preference at the top. Then on the right side, you're going to put standard. Okay? And I basically want you to write your preference, okay, on the type of guy that you want to attract. And then what are your standards? All right. On the right side. Got it? So you're going to pause this video, do that, then come back to listen to the video. If you're driving, of course, you can't pause it. Just continue listening and you can do this later. All right. So let's go. Let's get it. All right. So I want to explain the difference. All right, on preference and standard. So I'm going to go into explaining what preference is, what that really is. So preferences are things rooted in your desires. Preferences are things rooted in your desires, your likes and your dislikes. Now, I'm going to give you examples so you can really understand what I'm saying. When you say that you only date tall men, that is a preference, honey. Preference. Shouldn't be your standard. All right? That's a preference. He can't be under 5 foot, whatever. That's a preference. When you say, I only date light-skinned men with curly hair, that's a preference. Or when you hear men say, oh, my girl gotta, have curly, wavy baby hair, all that stuff, that's a preference. Or she gotta have a booty, a big round butt. That is a preference, fellas. Preference. Or this might catch you off guard. Listen right here. He has to make 6 figures. That is a preference. He gotta make 7 figures. That is a preference. All of those things are preferences. Okay, so you get the picture. Preferences are rooted in your desires, your likes and your dislikes. Now, let's get into standards. Standards are rooted in your morals and your values. Let me rewind. I'm going to rewind and say it again. Standards are rooted in your morals and your values. For example, he must be a man of God. That is a standard. Or he must be spiritual. That is a standard. Or he must be religious. That is a standard. I believe being religious and spiritual is two different things. That's just my opinion. Or he can't curse. That is a standard. Or he can't smoke or drink. Standard. All right. It's based on your morals, your belief systems, and your values. Make sense? Now look at your list if you was able to write it down and see if you kind of, made some mistakes on what your preference might be and what your standard, might be. It's okay if you did. Like I said, a lot of us don't really know the difference. So now you're going to be like, light bulb moment. Right? All right. Let's continue. So to love someone is a moral act. It takes morals to love. Now I really definitely got to rewind on this one. Rewind. To love someone is a moral act. It takes morals to love. Wow. That is deep. That is really, really deep. Did you not hear that? To love someone, you have to have morals to really love someone. People say I love you all the time, and they don't. They treat you like crap. They cheat on you. They curse you out. They hit you. They have no morals. So how do you expect someone who doesn't have morals to love you? How do you expect someone that doesn't have morals to love you? But guess what? A lot of times we go into relationships and we're not checking for that. Our standards are so low because we don't understand what really to look for in a man. We're just looking on the surface on how he looks, and he got to be this tall, and he got to make this amount of money. But you forget the good stuff. You forget the seed. You forget that. You just want the banana peel, but not the seed, right? So if you don't look for these things, and 9 times out of 10, you're not, because like I said, we're just being shallow. A lot of us are because of society. You look on TV and it kind of brainwashes you on the type of man you should be with, right? How he should look. It doesn't really tell us, about the inside of what really counts. So we all have to recondition our mind. We really do. If a person's morals are out of whack, then their love will be out of whack. And this is why it's important to have standards. This is the true meaning of standards. Look at your standard list. Is it more superficial or is it deep? Right? And then look at your preference and ask yourself. You have to get to the root of your preferences. All right, ask yourself, why do I prefer this? Why do I prefer a man that looks like this? Why do I prefer a man that's got big feet? Let me tell you, there are women out there, and I've heard it, who say, I don't talk to men who got small feet, because if they got small feet, that means they got small feet. That is so shallow. First of all, it doesn't mean that, but that's just so funny that, some girls say that. It's hilarious. So ask yourself, you have to really get to the root of your preference, because once you do that, a lot of the times your preferences are rooted in your own insecurity. Yeah, your preferences are rooted in your own insecurities. For example, if you say that you have to date a man that, is, light skinned with curly hair, it gives you a sense of approval when you have this man with you. It makes you feel good about yourself. You get what I'm saying? That you can get someone like that. So it's rooted in your insecurity. So you have to identify, where are you speaking from when it's referring to your preferences. Is it coming from love or insecurity? Ask yourself, why do I prefer this? Is it coming from love, or am I being insecure? Am I seeking approval? Do I need a man like this so that I can feel better about myself? If that's the case, then you have a little bit of security with it, a little insecurity within yourself. And don't be ashamed of that, because a lot of us have insecurities. But it's the woman who recognizes her insecurity and is aware of it and decides to make a change is a powerful woman. Women who continue to lie about it and just live in a lie, that's a problem. That's the big mistake, That's a big mistake. We got to be real honest with ourselves in order to evolve and become better humans. Okay? We really have to recondition our minds, because society is telling us otherwise. This is who we should look for in looks. Okay, and I'm not telling you to go find a man who is looks challenged, all right? Like, he's, not attractive at all. But what I'm saying is, you need to worry more on the character. You need to worry more on his morals, his belief systems, his values, because you can meet a man who looks like Tom Cruise. He's fine, right? And he beats you and treats you like garbage, honey. Garbage. Cheats on you, and he got money. But you are unhappy and you are almost, down in your grave. Is that the life you want to live? Because you're so shallow? Because you don't know how to pick a man? Because all you care about is your preferences? When your standards should be first. You get what I'm saying? And another thing that I want you to know is that attraction grows. Attraction grows. It really does. And this is why you should take your time in dating, because the more you get to know someone, right? Let's say you meet a man and you're not that attracted to him, but you continue talking to him. His morals are on point. His belief system, his values, his character is just on fleek, right? The more you continue talking to this man and he treats you amazingly, attraction can grow. But a lot of times a woman would dump him to the curb because, he's not what I prefer. He's not tall, he don't have that nice hair that I like. And so they'll, throw him out and go find another guy who's that image that they want, and he dogs you out. You get what I'm saying? So it's a decision that you have to make. But I just want you to really understand what standards and preference are, the difference, and to understand that the standards are important. That's what's important. Okay? And if you think otherwise, you really have to recondition your mind. Another thing is with money. A lot of times a woman would say, I only want to date a man who makes 6-7 figures. And some of them men be the worst men. Some of them, not all of them, right? And if you don't make 6-7 figures, she's going to leave you. Now, I'm not telling you to go be with a broke ass nigga. I'm not telling you that. But let me tell you what I'm trying to say. No money can buy character. Okay. And I don't know if you listen to other motivational speakers, but I do. Zig Ziglar said, no money can buy character, but if you have character, you can earn any amount of money. And what that means is that when you meet a man, or let me say that there are men out there who, like I said, characters are on fleek. Their morals, their values, their belief systems are on fleek. And they are looking for a wife, right? And they're only making $50,000, $60,000 a year. But they're ambitious. They're ambitious. And they have a goal and a dream and a vision to be better, to make more money. You get what I'm saying? They're creating relationships to get there. And in a few years, they will get there. But you're going to miss him because you're like, well, he's not there yet. But if you were to really, open your ears and really see what's going on, seeing that this man has a good character, he's ambitious and he's always working. He has vision by hearing what comes out of his mouth. You would know that he's going to be somebody in a couple of years. Because, honey, it happens all the time. All the time. And I have a perfectly good example. My ex-boyfriend, he's not a millionaire or anything like that, but when we met each other, we were young, like 21, same age, right? I knew he was going to be successful. I didn't know when, but I knew it was going to happen. Why? Because he was so focused. He had so much goals. He had vision. And every day he'll be reading a book, a new book on how to be successful, how to create this, how to do marketing. He was always online doing stuff. He was ambitious. He was goal driven. All right. He was a dog, but that's besides the point. I'm not telling you go be with no dog. No, once you know he's a dog, cut him off. If he's ambitious and he's a dog, cut him off, right? But what I'm trying to say is just being able to see that they're on that vibe of wanting to be successful, and they have a good character, and they have morals and good belief systems. You get what I'm saying? They have vision, direction. They know what they want in the relationship. Why throw that man away because he doesn't match your preference? He ain't light skin, or he ain't dark skin, or he's too pale. So you're going to dump him, but he got everything else right? That's a problem. That's a huge problem, right? So let a man's character be his currency, all right? And really pay attention to him. Listen to what comes out of his mouth. Now, if he is a man who just sounds like stagnant, he's, complacent, and he's like, well, I'm at my job and, I make $40,000 a year and I'm okay with that. I want to live a regular life. Okay, well, he just told you his goals. He don't have any. All right. Well, he doesn't have any goals. You know that. So you know that if you stay with him, he's just going to stay straight and retire. Right? And let's say you did meet a man like that who has no goals and he wants to stay retired. He wants to stay still until he retires. Now, if you meet a man like that, right, and he has good character, his values are on point, his belief systems are on point, but he's not ambitious. He's okay with his job. He's okay with how much he's making or whatnot. And that's the only issue, right? Well, that's when you can influence a man to want more. You can influence a man to want more. And you can still be ambitious to the point where you guys can do something together. You get what I'm saying? So that shouldn't be a deal breaker. One, because he does have a job and he's making something, so you have income coming in. He's not a deadbeat and he's not gonna live off of you. You get what I'm saying? But if everything else is good, if his character is good, his values, his moral beliefs, his systems, all of that is right, and the only issue is he doesn't have any ambition, and he just wants to, stay at his job and make this, that's something that you guys can work towards together, like work on getting better by you influence him. Women, we can really influence our man. We really can. We just have to know how to do it. And it's not forcing him or beating him up about it. It's really communicating with him and letting him know what is it that you want. What is it that you see for you two in your future together. And if he is in love with you, he will step up his game, honey. He will step up his game. So that's it. Preference versus standards. Really understand what your preferences are and put them behind standards. Standards come first. These are the things you look for in a man first. Okay? And the preferences, they could come on. They could come on as well, but you shouldn't put them first. You really shouldn't. So go through your list. Now you may have to write another list and you may have to recondition your mind, and it's okay. It's really, really, really okay. And another way that you can, do a whole mind transformation is the Rule of 9, which I've created. So if you are interested in getting more information on the Rule of 9, one, I did create an episode called the Rule of 9. So you can go back and listen to that, or click the link in my bio and sign up so I can send you more information on the Rule of 9. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much. If you have a girlfriend that needs to hear this, go ahead and tag her. Tag her or send the link to her and tell her, honey, you need to hear this. All right, y'all. So it's been real. Have a good night.